I haven't made a video in a minute, and the reason is that I'm already going through my case, and basically I might go back over it and break down some of the specific points on my case, and just to show people how egregious the injustice was on my case. But I want to actually take this time on this video to go back and actually explain to people what Magnum Opus really is. So when I came across when I first started understanding what enlightenment was, this enlightenment was important for me because it was something I didn't quite understand, but it was something that I wanted to experience. And it wasn't until I broke through for me to really understand what enlightenment is. So Magnum Opus just means the great work, or the philosopher's, when you're looking for the philosopher's stone. And what that means is that you're searching for enlightenment. You're trying to turn lead into gold. When we enter into this world, we're kind of mundane. We're mundane people. We're very simple. We don't want that much. You know what I'm saying? But when you come into this, world, all these things change. You start to, you accomplish things. You have desires. You start to go after things and things like that. And what enlightenment did, all enlightenment is the shedding of your ego. And that was important for me, and for me to experience, especially after going through the injustice that I went through, because it's actually what helped me through it. You know what I'm saying? It's what helped me through it. And I would always tell somebody, I want to, I'm gonna see how this case transpires, because I'm not sure how I'm going to handle this, the injustice that was done to me. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it. Other than, obviously I took it to court, but when you experience something so personal, so devastating that I experienced, money just is pretty insignificant. You know what I'm saying? Money is not something that that's not no deal for me. You know what I'm saying? But we will see. We'll see how this goes, because what I would do once I get the settlement out of the case is I kind of want to help people experience enlightenment, because I don't know if there's anything more important on this earth than that. And now I know that people are going to say things like, they're a doctor, or they're a nurse, or they're doing something in cutting edge science and stuff like that. But reaching enlightenment, reaching nirvana, whatever name you want to call it, is so personal, is so transforming, is so important. The shedding of your ego is so important, because once you shed your ego, you get a chance to actually get into the true part of you. And I said in one of my videos, there's something inside me that is so pure, is so good in nature, is so on another level of pureness, of of goodness, of purity, you know what I'm saying, that it can't be soiled for real, like, you know what I'm saying, but also it's dangerous. It's dangerous for me. You know what I'm saying? It's dangerous for me to it's dangerous for a person like me because my heart is so pure. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when you have a heart like mine and you've been affected by this world the way you've been affected, you know, I mean, it could be damaging. It could be very damaging. You know what I'm saying? It could be damaging that, you know, you go out of your way for people that say they love you. You say you love them, but the whole time they playing in your face. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying, you walking around, you over here trying to do you, get your life together, whatever you got going on. You staying out the way, you doing the right thing, and all of a sudden, you over here being set up. And you know that was for me, that's it. You know, to me that was enough for me to know that was it. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is a violation of the worst kind. You know what I'm saying? This is a violation. And for the Philadelphia police to be so eager, these crooked cops to be so eager to give me a case, to arrest me, you know what I'm saying, and to plant, you know, falsify evidence, plant evidence on me, you know what I'm saying, do all this fraudulent stuff on my case. And for you to do that, you know what I'm saying, for you to tarnish your name by doing it, and then to take me away from my family by doing it, you know what I'm saying, it shows you what type of world we live in. And that's why enlightenment is important, because this world cannot sustain itself this way. It can't. You know what I'm saying? If you look at society right now, first of all, I predicted people crashing out. I literally said that in the last video. I said, you're going to see people crashing out. In 2025, you're going to see a world war. You're going to see it this year. Not 2 years from now in 2027. No. You're going to see either China trying to invade Taiwan. They're either going to surround the island and try to barricade them, blockade them, or they're going to straight up attack them. And the thing is that in order for China to do that successfully, they have to bomb Guam and they have to bomb Japan, which means that they have to they have to kill American citizens. And guaranteed, I know that this is a guarantee. This is a guarantee that this is going to happen. People have this. We've had this mindset. We've had peace for a while. We've had peace for a while. World War II ended in 45, I think. Vietnam was in the 70s. Korea first was in the 60s, and Vietnam was in the 70s. It ended probably like in the middle of the 70s. So we've had peace fairly, where we haven't had that many casualties. Yeah, we had like 4,000 casualties or something like that in the Iraq and Afghanistan war, something like that, 14,000, something like that. I don't know the exact numbers. I'll put it up there. But we haven't had a war where you see Americans getting killed, you know what I'm saying? Like you see Ukrainians and Russians being killed, like whole body bags, like body bag. You haven't seen that. And you're going to see that. And you're not only going to see that this year, but you're going to see a lot of civil unrest, because we're at a point in our history. Americans are at a point in our history where, you're meeting, you have a percentage of people that really own a lot of the wealth, and they have created a situation in America where it's almost unbearable to live. Like, you have to survive in such a way that is almost unbearable. Like that's why I said you're gonna see a lot of people crashing out. We just saw 2 people crash out on New Year's. I literally just made a video where I said you're gonna start seeing people crash out. It's just a guarantee. It's a guarantee. Like, if you look at an example on my case, imagine how a person would feel being stripped from all his property, being taken, having his money taken away, all these type of things, property, house, stuff like that, job, whatever, and you get put in prison for a crime you ain't committing, then now you out in the streets. Think about that. But now you out in the streets, and you don't have the same resources that you had before you went to jail, when you was minding your business and not having injustice done to you. So imagine, and this is just my story. This is just my story. You see what I'm saying? This is not, and there's other stories like this. And you're going to, like, there's going to be people that are not with it. They not with it. Like, I'm very headstrong and I have a lot of faith, but there's a lot of people that don't have that. And there's a lot of people that are not, they not with that. They not with the forgiveness. They not with the, oh, okay, I'm just going to move on and all that type of stuff. I didn't ask you to injustice me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask you to come over and fuck with me. You should have not fucked with me. You should have left me alone. And even with with the people that set me up, my ex and a former friend, you didn't have to set me up. You could have left me the fuck alone. You see what I'm saying? Like, to do that shows me the type of disposition that we in America. And not only that, this is not abnormal for me. I've seen human beings. I've seen the worst out of humans for a while. This world is not. That's the one thing I learned about enlightenment. Like, I know ego has a lot to do about your personality and stuff like that. And the ego is a character that you definitely create. But like I said, there's a part of you that is pure. There's a part of you that other people cannot touch and they can't change. It's an unchangeable purity to that side, and that's your true side. That's not this fake ego that is created, this character that's created. But don't get it wrong. That character that's created, you want that character like that. You live with that character. That's your yin to your yang. That character is important for your development too, because that's the changeable part of your character. There's an unchangeable part, and then there's a changeable part. The changeable part is your ego. Because here, I'll give you an example. You could forgive and move on. You could change your personality anytime. You could change your character anytime. You see what I'm saying? Like, you could change it. You could say, okay, you know what, today I'm not. I talked about. I mean, I even say about roles, like you say today I'm not gonna. Today you know what, today I'm not gonna be the good person that I was. I'm not gonna be the forgiving person that I was. I'm not gonna take, just let these people get away with what they did to me. You see what I'm saying? Or you could say, or you could be on, I could say, you know what? I'm not going to sue them. I'm going to just, when I go to court, the next time I go to court, I'm going to drop the case. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean about your ego. You could change it at any time. You know what I'm saying? But there's a part of you that's unchangeable. There's a part of you that doesn't know what it feels like to have it changed. It's an unchangeable part. And that has a lot to do with why we come to this earth. And you want to have that experience. I recommend people to experience enlightenment, and maybe not in the way that I experienced it, because I experienced it through a lot of pain. You know what I'm saying? I went through a lot of pain for it, but there's artificial processes you can go through, like smoking DMT or drinking ayahuasca and things like that. That'll shed your ego just like that. Taking acid, taking LSD, taking shrooms, these type of things are shed your ego fast as I don't know what. And I recommend it. I recommend you doing it that way. I don't recommend you doing it the meditation way, because it takes time for you to do that. The astral projection way. These type of things take a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? But you want to do that because you want to shed. There is going to be things about your character that does not serve you anymore. It's going to be things that you don't need anymore. That's not going to serve you, and you might want to know what it feels like to shed that. And I use the ego, the shedding of the ego is almost like Christianity. It's a new birth. It's like when you baptize yourself, or in Islam, when you take your shahada, when you say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. This is the shedding. This is the shedding and moving into a new birth, or this is this is moving in from the state of kufr, of disbelief, of being a non-believer, of being a kuffar, and being now a believer, being a Muslim. But there's so much things about our society that is not conducive to you receiving enlightenment. Like our society is in what you would call is in crisis. And I talked about this in one of my videos where I was like, I would have been hit the warning sign or the Mayday sign on the wall, because our society is in crisis right now. Most of the society, because of the pressures of the way the capitalistic structure is in America, because of the social structure in America, you know what I'm saying? Because of what you saw happen to me happens to so many other people, not just being set up by the police, but being set up by my ex, by her stealing from me, scheming me, lying to me, acting like she really loved me and she didn't, or acting like she really messed with me and she didn't, and stealing from me, stealing not only years of my life from me, but stealing my bread, like my resources, stuff like that. This is happening all over. This is not just me. This is a constant story in our society, especially with minorities. Right now, minorities, people, nobody wants to get married. People are dating for benefits. They dating for whatever benefits. They are dating to as their roommates. They fucking look, we gonna fuck and we together, that, but they really doing it to share bills and stuff like that. It's nothing thorough. It's like you don't have no thorough shit no more. You very rarely you're in a society that is full of debauchery when it's abnormal to see people do normal shit, right? If I do some thorough shit, if I solve a problem without you asking, if I go out my way to hold the door open for you, if I go out my way to hold the bags for you, stuff like that, this is out of the ordinary shit. To me, that's just should be normal. I would never let a woman hold a door in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I would never let my no woman around me hold bags and shit like that. No bags. You know what I'm saying? That's normal. That's not no extraordinary shit. That's some normal shit. This is not no, you don't even have to thank me. That's how much normal it is for me. But that's abnormal in our society. That's abnormal. This is when you know what type of society we in. This is why you see people crashing. You see people crashing because look at the society we in. Who the fuck would want, what you mean to tell me I gotta drag myself through this fucking hellhole? Oh, hell no. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And you seeing people crash out because of it. And you're going to see more. And you're going to keep seeing more. And the sad part is, like, I think about the fact that not only that my ex was an immigrant and all that, and of course, you know, that she was able to line me up, and she was able to get a deal for her cousin who was also an immigrant. But I also think about the fact that when China does blockade Taiwan and invade it over there and does the reunification, and the U.S. goes over there and tries to stop them, and then we get into a full-blown firefight and all that, I'm part of selective services. So you mean to tell me my country, who sold me out, you got these dirty cops, they selling guns, they selling drugs, they planting evidence, they doing all types of stupid, dirty shit, which is normal because this is what cops do. This is a normal thing for cops. I don't know if you know this, but this is normal. So they doing all this normal, illegal shit, corrupted shit. But my country sold me out. Because the judge could have seen my case and be like, this is bullshit. I'm throwing this out. Like, we're going to send that man home because he's going to be pissed. The fact that he been in jail for a crime he ain't commit. You can look at my case and know I ain't do this shit. So why the fuck, this is the type of world we live in. This is normal. So this is when you get to where people are not willing to brave this. People are not willing. You're going to see people, they're not willing to brave this. And you sold me out. My country sold me out. My country sold me out. Where my country was supposed to say, you know what, this is a person that we're going to need him. We're going to need him when we're going to be fighting World War III. We already have him signed up for selective services. We already, you know what I'm saying, we're going to need people like him. We're going to need bodies. First of all, China, Russia, those two countries alone have a standing army of almost 800 million men, 700 million men. Yeah, I'm dead serious. They have a standing army of 700 million men. Those two countries. Just those two. Obviously, China got like 500 to 600 million men in the age of like 18 to 40. So you would need men like me. But what did you do? My country sold me out. The country that I have a social security for, that I signed up selective services for, the country that I vote for, the country that I pay taxes for, the country that I do all the things that's necessary for me to do for my country, sold me out. But yet, when war comes, you're going to want me to defend my country. This reminds me exactly of what African Americans went through in World War I and World War II, where they were defending America and they were still being called nigger and shit like that coming home. We're seeing the same behavior. It hasn't changed. That's the problem with the world that we have today, is that it hasn't changed. And that's why I did Magnum Opus. I did that because no matter, I don't know what the future holds. You know what I'm saying? Even for me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the future holds. But I want it recorded and documented. You know what I'm saying? Not only my case and the injustice that I went through and the despicableness of the two people on my case and the despicableness of the cops on my case, of the lawyer that I had, of the judge that had my case, the despicable and disgustingness of these type of people. I wanted everybody to see that. I wanted my paperwork up there. I wanted the evidence up there. I wanted y'all to see the steps that I had to take and what I went through step by step. I didn't want to hide nothing because I wanted people to see it like, oh shit, this is disgusting. So not only did I want people to see that, and I wanted to document it and show people and show the world basically You know what I'm saying? But I also want people to see what is the microcosm of what is going on in this world, in our country, in our society right now. You have a bunch of despicable ass people doing nut shit. And then you wondering why people crashing out. I don't wonder why. I know why. When I hear that stuff on the news, when they be like, I wonder why this person would do such a thing. Oh, I know exactly why. I don't wonder. Not at all. It's not a fucking wonder in me. I don't wonder at all. I look at stuff. Look. Both of the people that did the New Year's thing were in the military. Now, I know it's going to be all types of conspiracy stuff coming out of that stuff, but think about that. Both of the people were in the military. One of the social institutions that get screwed the worst. If it ain't the jail system, the criminal justice system, which is another social institution that gets screwed the worst, it's the military. You send them people off the war, and then when they come home, they can't even get a house, a normal job. They can't even get none of that shit. I mean, they could get a house or whatever, I guess, but they can't afford it. If they don't get gainful employment and stuff like that. It's hard to keep gainful employment with the PTSD they got. I know they got PTSD. I can't even imagine the PTSD I got from being innocently incarcerated and the injustice I went through. Why you think them two military men did that? Oh, I know why. The same way why you want to see more. It's the same way why you want to see more. That's what's wrong with our country. Our country is full of people like y'all. It's not, I don't even blame them. I don't blame the military dudes that did that. I know what's up. I don't blame them, not at all. I blame y'all. I blame you whoring ass 1% dividend keeping $7 an hour paying you don't get time and a half on holidays saying I blame you piece of shit. You $5,000 a month for rent ass sending $100 billion to Ukraine ass. Yeah, I blame y'all. You got all that fucking money to send overseas to Ukraine and all that. Meanwhile, you you got San Francisco, LA, Philadelphia, New York. We all got a skid row. Just those 4 cities alone got a fucking skid row. That's what our country is suffering from. It's suffering from piece of shitness from y'all. So when I see the stuff that I see, I know what's up. I know what we got coming, and they do too. Because think about it. I want y'all to think about this. When the shit actually do hit the fan, these are going to be the same people, them same $7 an hour paying ass, them same, no, you can't take off this weekend ass. Oh, no, you need 3 times the amount of rent ass. Those same people, they're going to be asking you, hey, yo, can you defend this country for us? Can you defend us? Can Can you stop Russia and China from bombing us and fucking us up? The same way they did that before in World War II, in Vietnam, in Korea, in Iraq, in Afghanistan. Our society is bleeding. They bleeding out. Our society bleeding out, and you can see it. Half them people crazy as hell. The other half burnt. The other half is so tired of the fuckery that they one step away from snapping. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And 2025 is the year. This the year. This the year for y'all. This the year we're gonna find out who really gangster out here. This gonna be the year. It's not gonna be no 2026. It's not gonna be no 2027. It's gonna be this year right here, 2025. So we'll see if I'm able to use like the funds from my case to open up or teach like Enlightenment, like teach a class. I might even try it, maybe try a little bit online, because it's not really hard, but you know, I hope the best. I hope the best for like the people that I know that watch this joint and all that. I really hope the best for y'all, yo, real rap, because like this joint is this is a bad joint, yo. like what we are coming into right now, society wise, this is a bad joint, yo. You haven't seen people this despicable for a while, or maybe ever. Maybe since the Nazis throwing people in ovens and stuff. You see the Nazi shit happening right now with the Palestinians and the Israelis. Israelis doing genocide right now. You see it right now. Like it's like we on an earth where it's cyclical and nobody ever learns from the shit. So I'm gone.